DD214 Network podcast is for mature audiences only. Any videos, music, or entertainment not originating from DD214 Network is used and covered under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, also known as fair use. Opinions expressed are our own and do not represent any DoD or U.S. government entities as a whole. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. You are no longer alone now, because we have you.
I should have been able to hear you in the studio, but whatever.
We'll see what it sounds like when we put it up on in a couple days, huh?
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck it.
Now we can't hear Squillini.
Squillini, you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Okay. All righty. Well, welcome to the DD214 Network podcast hosted by John, Jay, and Joe. Y'all better look the fuck out today. Our crayons are sharp, the box is full, our bottle of glue is topped off, and our helmets are on tight, baby. We're about to rism with the tism. So, in other news, why the fuck are, when it's showing that we're muted, when our fucking intro's rolling,
we could still
and I
hear
you
each
two
other
coughing like fucking goddamn freaking cancer patients?
I mean, well, if we're being fair, it always says muted on mine, and I've never heard you guys before. That was the first time I ever heard you.
Same here.
That's like the third time in the last like
I've ever heard.
Well, I want to say for me it's the second time now because it happened last week before the live show.
Huh. I was not privy. I was not privy to that, so I'm unfamiliar. That was the first time I've ever heard anything other than the intro. The intro.
You know, when shit doesn't work and then when it works, yada yada yada. It is what it is.
Yeah. So yeah.
How's everybody doing?
I saw that look, Squillini. Like, do not shake your head in judgment of the spirits that I choose to imbibe right now. Thank you. Okay, we can't all be fancy IPA drinkers. Okay, like, sorry. Oh, as you're drinking a Yellow Jacket, you're gonna see that's that shit I'm talking about. But hey, look, we both got full flavor though. We both got full flavor today. Look at that. Show everybody. You got a Yellow Jacket, and I got freaking the King of Beers. Like that's.
It's more like the Queen of Beers, but okay.
And I've just got boutique orange slush, but you know, who am I?
Whatever works. Whatever works.
Hit a fucking vape.
Boutique
orange slush.
And guess what they had at the gas
There's
station?
actually two flavors in here. 2 chambers.
Really?
Make sure you puff your vape with your pinky out.
Yeah, you gotta pinky's always pinky's up, gentlemen. Guess what I saw? Guess what I saw at the gas station when I was getting this beer, though. Like, guess what I saw?
Weed?
No, that's just normal. That's just every day.
Locos?
No, it's
it's
fucking Faygo. They started stocking. There was another gas station closer to my house around the corner that used to have Faygo, and then like 6 or 8 months ago, they stopped carrying it and went to a different cheap brand of soda pop. Well, now like the main gas station that I go to, kind of like for everything, tobacco, groceries, cat food. If the cat's running low, you know, like a little bodega. But they started carrying Faygo, and I was like, yay! So I got a Faygo chilling in the fridge just for old time's sake.
What flavor?
I got peach. Oh no, did I get red pop? I think I got red pop. They had peach, red pop, and cotton candy. Cotton candy is like the most popular one.
Cotton candy. I like rocket pop and cotton candy.
But I either got peach or red pop. But it's like I haven't decided if I'm going to drink it or just pour it on my head, and take a shower in it. I haven't decided.
You just
If you
reminded
decide to
me. I'll be right
if you
back.
decide to dump it on your head, here's the only stipulation: you have to do the Juggalo face paint first and record a video.
That wouldn't be hard. I just have to get the makeup.
Because
I have
we
my own.
totally need to fucking do a clip of that for our fucking socials.
I can. That's easy. That's not even like that's like a like where
Throw
do I
on your Ranger panties, fucking,
put on my face paint? Yeah. And then fucking take a little Fago shower. Like, yeah. I'm tracking.
Oh, he done went and got him fucking a damn
Yep. Dude, we don't fight.
craft soda.
We might be slightly.
It's an orange and cream, by the way. Get it right.
But
Put
we
some
might be.
respect in its name.
I called it a craft soda because it's not a typical fucking soda.
What I was just gonna say
Those
is
are fucking pop tops. You need a bottle opener for those.
we might have some trashy aspects to our lives, but we are connoisseurs here. We are connoisseurs. We know what we like.
Well,
We know what we like.
so I don't think I've really ever talked about like my go-to when I go to the bar. So we've talked
Tell me.
about the pub and grub.
Yes.
Obviously, we
Many-
all
many
imbibe
times.
in our own ways.
Yep.
We've talked about the pub and grub we go to all the time. So I've got a routine. When we get there, before I'm even at my seat at the bar, one of these is fucking ready for me.
I love it.
Cracked open. I drink 2 yellow jackets and then I go to Guinness and double Jamesons.
Okay.
So I go from cheap to a little bit more classy, but it has to be Guinness and double JMO. If they're out of Jameson, it annoys the piss out of me because I have to stick Irish with Irish. If I'm
Sounds like
gonna
it happens. It sounds like
makes
it happens
sense.
frequently. for you
no,
to have to say that.
actually,
Yes.
luckily,
Because he's
Luckily-
drinking all of it, John. Because he's drinking all of it. Like that.
luckily, that's not what they've ran out of. There's been several times where I've been there and we'll be there for 3-4 hours. We'll have 8 and everything, and I'm just throwing these back. If it's one of those days where it's like, you know what, I just want to go with the cheaper stuff, so that way my tab doesn't get too fucking high.
Yeah.
And
It adds up quick. If you're
I've drank them out of fucking Coors banquets before.
Well, and I was saying, especially like if you're drinking like shots or if you're drinking alcohol, like hard liquor at a bar, gets expensive insanely fast. Insanely.
So the Guinness is $6 for a glass.
There you go.
It's
That
on
right
tap,
there. That right
which-
there. That's not
I
cheap.
mean,
That is not cheap.
not cheap, but decent price for Guinness. And
At a bar. At
at a bar.
At a bar. I just got
And-
6 of these for a little bit over $6. So like for
I
comparison.
I go to the store and buy a 12-pack of these for $10.
Thank you. That's like we just want to make sure our audience is aware that like we know what money costs and like we know the cost of things and like we're not just frivolously fucking throwing our shit away. You know what I mean? Like
So-
It's actually kind of crazy how money costs.
so
costs money to have money. It costs money to
exactly.
Yeah.
Because like for instance, I mean obviously I work from home. John, you work from home.
I
But
love
like
it.
my wife, she has to drive to fucking work every day. For her to get to work, we have to have a
Yes.
car payment. That costs money. We have to have car insurance. That costs money. We have to put gas in the vehicle. That costs money. We have to keep the maintenance up on the vehicle. That costs fucking money. Again, it costs money to make money. No matter what way you look at it.
slice
I
a
mean,
little
because
bit
like
off.
even me working from home, it costs me money because I have to have internet. I have to have a stable internet connection for me to be able to work. So I have to pay an internet bill every fucking month.
Yeah.
No matter what situation you're in, it costs money to make money. We're not frivolously spending. We like to go out and do nice things every once in a while.
Like to enjoy our lives. Like to
Um,
fucking enjoy our lives with what little time that we have left
Exactly.
on this beautiful creation we call
I mean,
Mother Earth.
my biggest thing that I tell my employees is we work to live. We don't live to work.
Thank you. That is absolutely like say it one more time for the slow kids in the back. Say it one more
We
time.
work to live. We don't live to work.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming for Squillini's TED Talk. My God. Everybody. He's going to be over at the concession stand giving out wristbands.
Signing
Make sure you get a
autographs and
picture
shit.
with them. Yep.
Jay's gonna be at the bar, get into it with somebody for no
so-
good reason. You know, like
the other thing, it's like, so like the Guinness is $6, a double Jameson's 10 or $11. So again, also not stupid expensive,
but it ain't cheap.
but it ain't cheap.
Can't sit there for fucking can't sit there for 8 hours and not spend fucking like $100.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, I typically like, because we typically go twice a week. So one night a week, all I drink is banquets because they're $3 a fucking pop. I can get my food, drink fucking banquets for 3 hours, and walk out of there under $100 for a tab.
Yep, and that's as it should be. And those are for, like you said, like special nights. It's not an every night thing.
Yeah,
there's days I go to the bar if I'm feeling saucy for whatever reason. I will have a shot before I start drinking my beer.
Still going with the bird dog.
If they have it, I'll do Bird Dog, Peach, or lately I've been doing Peach Crown because my place is closed right now for remodel and licensing and everything else. So I've been going to a different place. It's an okay place. It's a pub and grub. There's food there, so I enjoy that they have food there. They don't
Makes
have
life a little bit easier too.
Well, and they don't have the bird dog, but that's not gonna break my book. You know what I mean? Like I just do Peach Crown. Yeah. I just do Peach Crown. Well, and then there's the days where I might have a shot and then just drink beer completely after that. There's other days where I'll do shot and a beer, shot and a beer, shot and a beer, and then I call it. And that's usually by the time I've done 3 and 3, we're out. Like
you're sitting around about like a $30 fucking $40 tab.
Yeah, that's go time. Like that's good. That's like I'm feeling good enough. I got my medicine for the night. I can go home, fucking eat dinner, do whatever I need to for the rest of the night, and be okay, I guess. Because I usually go out during the day, whereas I know you usually go out more in the evening times. I usually go out in the day.
Well, and that's the thing. So like, you know, the math obviously. So when we go and it's a banquets only night, I can drink 8 banquets and only spend $24.
Right.
Where if I were to drink 8 banquets plus add in Guinness and Jameson, I'm spending, you know, just on alcohol alone.
Right.
I'm spending freaking $70.
Well, and then when even if let's hypothetical or let's just say we have that money to spend.
Yeah.
My mind immediately goes right back to, okay, I just spent X amount of money, including tip, just to go out for this afternoon.
Yeah.
What could I have gotten at the store for that? You know what I mean? Like I could have gotten a rack, like a 24 rack. I could have gotten I could have gotten a bottle of something just to keep in the fridge. You know what I mean? I could have gotten it, and it's just, it doesn't mean it's not okay to go out. It's not okay to spend money when you have the money to spend. That part's fine. It's just there's days where I'm like sitting there writing my tip in to do, you know, doing my math, and I'm like, fuck, dude, like just go to the grocery store and get a fucking 18 rack next time. You know what I mean?
And that's like last night we went, and yesterday was just fucking hell at work.
Some days you need it. Some days you need to get out.
So we go up there last night because, you know, obviously we're going out of town for the weekend. Hence why pre-record. But and why we're not live Sunday when everybody watches this.
We'll be here.
We go up there.
We'll fucking be here. We're here right now. We're right here right now. Say something, motherfuckers. We're here.
But we go up there, and yesterday was fucking one of those days at work. And I worked in the bar industry a little bit right outside of the military before I got my first like job with my degree.
What'd you do? Were you a bar back?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Ain't no shame in that shit.
And the one thing I looked at my bartender after I had 3 banquets, my Guinness, my double Jameson. I look at the bartender, just finished eating, and I was like, it's been one of those days. Don't ask me what hurt me. And she automatically knew exactly what shot to pour me. She goes to the fridge, grabs out the Rumple Mints, pours me a shot of Rumple Mints. And I'm not sure if anybody here's fucking had Rumple, but that is liquid fucking candy cane.
Yeah, you don't
call that peppermint.
Yeah, you don't have that shit 10 o'clock in the morning.
No. It's like that's like a dessert.
That's like a dessert. Someone touched you inappropriately shot.
That's That's a
Yeah.
fucking
Show me on the doll where they touched you.
Facts.
yeah. That's a dessert.
Facts.
That's a dessert liquor. That's a dessert liquor. Like you. That's you don't drink that shit every day. You don't.
Yeah, but
I could buy a bottle and most of it is still going to be in there like 3 years.
You can't be normal
years.
if you're taking shots of that shit.
yeah, because like I could exactly, Jay, like you said, I could go buy a bottle of Rumple from the liquor store for $20 because it's not fucking expensive either.
No, it's not.
It's one of the cheaper fucking liquors you're gonna buy.
It is.
I can throw that in the
It's not-
freezer.
And it's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's just it's very peppermint. Like it's
Yeah.
And
I
yeah,
can
and yeah,
throw that in the freezer, and I might do a shot once every fucking 3 or 4 months,
right. So
and
in like
that shit's gonna be in the freezer
for like 3 years.
for
Like
3 to 4 fucking years.
guaranteed.
Because it's in the bar industry, it's known as the I'm fucking done with this shit liquor. Because you know someone's having a bad day when they order a fucking Rumble.
right.
That's just 100%. That's the way it fucking is.
Yeah. That's a fuck it. Give me something that's gonna like fucking upset my gut tomorrow morning. You know what I mean? Like give me something I know I'm gonna feel in like 16 to 18 hours, please.
well, and then at our age, that amount of peppermint, instant fucking heartburn.
Yeah, well, I sip. I remember we've had that conversation about like I no longer take shots. So if anybody out there is fantasizing about meeting your friendly neighborhood Jay randomly and drinking and having a drink with him, that's fine. But if you buy me a shot, I don't shoot it. I sip.
Yeah, well,
So
I know because when
forewarned.
when we were up there last year, when we went to your place, we ordered a shot and a beer, and we didn't order it as a shot. We ordered it chilled in a rocks glass
Yes.
and sipped it.
Yep.
Because I'm also typically not a shot person either. Like when I order a double Jameson, I'm sipping it. But I also like the flavor of fucking whiskey and the complexity of the different whiskeys.
Agree.
Because there's so many different fucking flavors and
you only
complex profiles to it.
And you only get that if you sip on it.
You got Tennessee honey, oak, fucking strawberry, mint.
Anything you can think of. And my main thing is and I'll just be honest about it. Like I'm 44 years old. Joe's talking about heartburn, like reflux. My stomach can't take shots anymore. Like if I take a full shot, especially if it's something like whiskey or fucking like tequila, I'm talking my stomach immediately fucking churns. Immediately.
Oh, shit.
Like doesn't matter if I've eaten, not eaten.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing matters. I'm talking immediate clenching. I start doing the salivating thing, and it turns into the fight. It turns into the fight. Now,
because now you're trying to prevent yourself
I'm
from
trying to
throwing
prevent
up.
myself from fucking. So I sip now. Now I sip. I can drink literally anything in the fucking world. Hand it to me. I'll just sip on it. But I will fucking drink it. And I can drink anything.
But it was so bad yesterday when I ordered the Rumple. Like you, Jay, I don't do shots, but got sat down in front of me and I just glunked.
I've been known to throw back like some
And then I chased it with a fucking banquet and called it a fucking day. Like
that's okay. Did it make you feel better at the time?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm fucking hands off, dude.
So that's
like doing anything wrong to me.
I like shots. You give me shots, I'm gonna keep on shooting.
Oh, I know. We know, John.
Until you puke down the side of Jay's car.
No, he didn't. No, he wasn't. I
wasn't drunk.
He was not. He gets that poor guy gets fucking motion sick, and like the roads out here, especially in the summertime, they're narrow and they're windy and they're hilly, and so you can only see like sometimes like 30 to 70 meters in front of you on the road before it curves again. And John's never fucking been out here. It's 90 goddamn degrees, humid as fuck. Like that's like I already know. Like I didn't realize when we were driving until he looked at me and like and he was pale and I was like, dude, are you okay? He's like, I think I'm gonna throw up. I was like, fuck it, roll the window down.
Yeah. So I actually got a good story for you, a good drunk story, and this was in New York City in the subway. So this is
oh god.
I love where this is going. Like
This is
Yeah.
fucking taking a turn.
So my wife and I, we used to have either like, I can't remember, it was like our Tuesdays or Wednesdays off. So one of those prior nights we used to live on 110th Street across the street from Central Park. The only thing that sucked about our apartment is that we had the view of the main entrance and not the park.
Okay.
So,
but you
yeah.
were right there. But you
Oh
were
yeah,
right.
dude, we used to go across the street all the fucking time and just walk
Dope.
the park. You know, it was great. So one day we decided we actually walked down that day. We walked from 110th to I think 20 something street. And we found the bar down there and we started drinking and we're having a good time and stuff. We had a couple Long Island iced teas, which was nice. And you know, Long Island iced teas are not very friendly, especially the little twink bodies like mine.
I mean, if they're made correctly, no, they're not fucking friendly because it's 120% fucking liquor and 2% fucking a splash of God knows what the fuck hell to give it the color of
hell on earth. That's what it is.
Like four different types of fucking liquor and like a splash
of
fucking,
Coke to fucking make
whatever.
it look like
Like-
fucking tea. Yeah.
Yeah, so we
That
drank
takes
it.
a splash. It's out of the
So
fucking soda gun.
Yeah, so we get on the one train which goes up the west side of Manhattan.
Okay.
And we're going up the train, and you know, on this train going up, we're passing some of the tourists and some of the more well-off people of the city. So
I love where this story's going.
yeah,
Ooh-wee.
so there's everyone on the train has like suits and nice shirts and stuff, and then me and my wife look like fucking like new age punk rockers or something like that, you know, with the black jeans and the makeup and the hair and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So there's a family next to me. Family of 4, and they're British. And and we're having a nice conversation about how, and I'm noticeably drunk. He knows, like, oh, I'm talking to a drunk New Yorker, but he obviously knows that the West Side train is probably one of the more quieter ones.
Yeah.
But that night, it got a little loud.
But you were there that night.
I was there that night, and so I'm talking to the guy, and I think we're by 70 something street, and I look at the guy. And from my wife's perspective, it's hilarious. But like, I look at him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, no, we had such a great time." And I'm like, "Give me," in a British accent, nonetheless.
Oh my god!
Damn you, dickhead!
I looked at him in the eyes and his face. I said, "Will you give me 1 second, sir? Will you give me 1 moment, sir?"
Me a moment, please. 1 moment, please.
And
Please, may I have a moment?
And I turned around and I started vomiting all over the fucking subway floor. like when I tell you, like, vomiting, it was like Exorcist, like, ugh. And
Yeah.
I never seen someone grab their kids so fast and get up off that fucking train.
Like
He was done with your drunk New York ass at that point.
I saw the punchline coming and it was still hilarious. That's like,
Yeah.
I knew it. Like, I fucking knew it, dude. That's
Yeah.
I love you, John. I love you.
I love you too, man. I threw up all over that fucking train, and I remember my wife looking at me fucking. I think she laughed so hard that even she ended up throwing up herself. Like she was cracking up. But yeah, that was a great drunk story. Yeah, I've never had a bad drunk story. You know what I mean? I've never had a bad drunk moment. You know, all the bad stuff happens after I get home and lay down. You know,
there was one night with some homies this is way back in the day in Tucson. I'm talking 25, well, not quite 25 years. Like, we're talking like 01, 02, maybe, probably more likely like 01.
Yeah.
Anywho, we were sitting outside, and their apartment had like a little, like, not really a patio, but just kind of like a whatever. But like, their apartment was like right there. I start feeling the urge, like I'm gonna need to puke, right?
Oh no.
I tried to go inside, like we were already outside, like, and I didn't make it. I end up puking all over my friend's like front fucking door, just Jack Daniels and Jay nonsense all over his fucking inside the hallway to the complex. Like, we were literally sitting outside, and I was trying to make it to a toilet, not thinking that we were just fucking
over the railing into the fucking grass.
Stand up and go 6 feet away. You're already in dirt and rocks. I would like we.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Oh yeah, it's Arizona, so why did I say grass?
Yeah, this is Arizona. Like there's already just dirt and rocks. Just fucking nobody's gonna notice. Just puke on it. Like nobody's gonna notice. And like,
well,
and I tried to go inside, and like it just ended up all over their front door. So like I spent the next 20 minutes cleaning their front door and the floor. Like, because I wasn't like beyond the pale drunk. It started coming up. You know what I mean? And I'd been imbibing in Jack Daniels. So when it came up, it came up quick, and it all came up. Like,
so that brings me back to you talking about that story. That kind of brings me back to just got back from Iraq, 2011. It's right there, after the official, like, we pulled our troops out part of it, because it was right after they televised, the last remaining troops crossing into Kuwait. We get back stateside. This is around the time that fucking Jack Daniels releases the Tennessee Honey.
I remember that because that was when I was a private. That was like when I was just joining.
See, you were a private and I was a fucking damn E5 at that point.
2011 was when I went on my first deployment, and I had made PFC by that time, but I made specialist on that deployment. I got my specialist rank on that deployment. Yeah. So like I was still a PFC. Like
well, we get back stateside and we all go down to the fucking coast because one of the guys, his family, he grew up in fucking Wilmington here, Wilmington area down at the coast of North Carolina. So we go down there because we're like, well, you know what? We're back. We've got some leave. Let's go take some leave, go all party down at his place, his parents' place down there. Fucking, we go to the bar, fucking standing there, fucking just throwing shots back at fucking Tennessee Honey on top of fucking, this was also when Bud Light came out with the Bud Light Platinums.
Yep. Those are good. Those are still delicious. Those are, I will stand by that particular brand like all day.
Strongest and beer. Best white beer on the fucking planet is a Platinum.
Easily.
But that was also, Bud Light trying to put something out that's a little, or, Anheuser-Busch putting something that's a light beer, but a little bit higher alcohol content because they're 6.0.
Well, and not
compared to the traditional like 4.5.
No, but not everybody wants to drink 12 fucking beers before they feel buzzed.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? And that's exactly what the Platinums were for, was fucking have 2 or 3 and wait a minute. So,
obviously, we're just all coming back off of a 14 months of sobriety.
Right.
So there's no reason we need to be throwing down like we fucking have been drinking this entire fucking time.
But you fucking better.
But we also had a shit ton. We all had fucking money saved up because we were all fucking deployed. We had no fucking reason to spend shit. We're fucking going to go downtown. We're fucking at the bar. We're fucking
money in your pocket.
We catch an Uber back to my buddy's place. Then we're at my buddy's place and we're fucking throwing down there too. I got fucking hungry. I found a can of fucking beefaroni, Chef Boyardee beefaroni in my buddy's fucking pantry. I ate that shit. I'm still drinking. And then all of a sudden I felt the urge to fucking just, it was time. I had to expunge the demons.
Coming. Yeah. It wasn't on its way. It was
about to fucking happen.
Pulling in. It's pulling in the driveway.
Drunk me standing in his front fucking yard, looking down at my throw up like, I chewed those fucking noodles. Why are they still whole?
Oh shit.
Like, why the fuck are the macaroni noodles whole? I chewed them.
Yep, we're guilty. Guilty.
That's fucking
like,
funny.
what kind of mad science is this? What kind of fucking witchcraft?
Guilty.
Like it went in my stomach and reformed into a whole fucking macaroni noodle.
I'll fucking do it again. Guilty.
But yeah, no, those were the fucking days. I will tell you this though. I do not drink like that anymore.
No, we don't. No,
I barely.
I know. Well, you were functionally sober off of alcohol for like what, 2 years of this podcast?
Yeah,
2 years. before you.
Yeah.
And you still don't. You're like I would call.
it-
It's very rare. We'll see him grab a fucking one of those little mini fireballs. And
There's a
fucking-
Yeah.
word. Well, there's a word.
Or a
there's
screwball. Oh.
There's a word for how John drinks. It's called teetotaler.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that think teetotaling means you don't drink at all. That is not true.
No.
That is not true. Teetotaling just means your drinking is so infrequent that there's no way to like set your watch by it. It's just completely infrequent. Like my parents were teetotalers. My parents were, believe it or not. Yeah, they were both, and they don't mind having a beer once in a while. They don't mind. My mom doesn't mind having a glass of wine here and there.
Yeah.
But that's not. It's just never been their thing. That's not what they did. So they're
Same.
fucking. Yeah, that's you, John. You're a teetotaler.
I'm a teetotaler.
Good for you and your fucking liver. Okay, you're not doing
Yeah.
anything. You're not doing anything wrong. I promise. Okay, like you're doing all the things right, my brother. I promise you.
I
Okay?
mean, my liver thanks me because I slowed down so much. So
I think my liver has what do you call that?
because
What's
my
that-
liver was getting ready to fucking tell me to go fuck myself and jump out.
What's that Stockholm syndrome? I think my liver has
Oh
Stockholm,
yeah.
Stockholm syndrome. Right. It's like no, shut the fuck up. Do what you're told. Okay. Like if we drink today, we drink. If we don't, we don't. You shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
All right. Like
Man, so it's been a crazy week, man. Hey, you want to talk about fucking Gene Hackman for a second?
yeah, actually, I was a little. I mean, motherfucker was 95, right?
Like,
But I was
holy
still.
shit.
He was a mainstay in 80s and 90s cinema.
He retired like in the 2000s, early 2000s,
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah. As far as like major roles and but he had a very wonderful career. Former fucking Marine. He was a Marine. All right. So here on DD214 network, we absolutely.
Yeah. Do you guys have any thoughts about,
It's getting weird.
with the
It's getting weird.
situation?
So
First, go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
no, because you might have more information than what I have.
When they're like, I couldn't sleep one night, so I got some of the initial reports. Dude's 95. I was like, okay, poor
He
bastard.
passed away. Yeah.
Poor bastard passed away in his sleep or whatever. And then it came out that his wife and one of his dogs was also dead. And I was like, okay, carbon monoxide, like,
First thought, yeah.
And it came out that
something.
the other dogs were still alive.
Other dogs are still alive. There's pills on the floor now. Like they're not. It's getting weird. It's getting weird. And
Yeah.
that's where. And so I'm like, now I'm kind of like, ooh, the dude was 95. Like, what the fuck? Like what the fuck happened? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck actually happened?
Is
So
it
there's-
off? Is it off to say that maybe when someone knows that they're about to, see the light, that they want to go out big? Is that
No,
like a weird or off
no.
thing to say?
I wouldn't
and
necessarily say that's weird to say.
We because of what we do in the final thought every day, every episode on the show, there are aspects of choosing to end your life that we don't discuss because we're not trying to give people bad ideas, right?
Yeah.
plans.
However, because this show is not for kids and because we're not here to tell anybody what to do or what not to do, I can tell both of you, brothers, and I mean this with all of the love in my heart. If I come down with like stage 4 fucking brain cancer and it's going to get fucking like mucho painful and like fucking just be nasty for everyone or something crazy like fucking dementia, you know what I mean? Where like Jay won't be here anymore. It's going to be a shell and a zombie of whatever used to be called Jay.
Yeah.
Right. We might have to have a talk about me taking a long walk into a forest one day and telling somebody where to find me.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're not saying that because we're quitting. Okay. That's not an option. It is not an option right now. That is not like we're not, these thoughts are not.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about being
in the scenario that you're talking about, stage 4 fucking brain cancer, it's like
dignified.
at this point, what's your quality of life going to be anyways?
We're talking about dignity of
Keep
death.
your dignity.
Let me die honorably.
Yeah.
Let me die with honor.
So
you know what I'm saying? And that's not. Let this be one of the last times we discuss this on the show.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to use that to kind of segue into my
right.
thoughts on the whole
Right.
fucking scenario, because apparently we've got the same information is what we all have. So, looking at the way everything transpired, there's two different scenarios that I'm looking at with this situation. Situation A, he passed away. His wife found him. She couldn't live without her husband, was distraught, took the pills to join him. The pills got knocked over. The dog found the pills, took the pills, ate some of the pills, dog passed.
I was also thinking too, if they're in her
scenario,
if that is that scenario and the product was in her hand, the dog was licking her hand for whatever reason, because we know how animals are. Animals are very affectionate and they have different ways of communication, and that could have been a scenario too that really fits in with what happened.
It hurts my heart to know that they both passed the same day. You know what I mean? Like, and whatever happened, whatever happened, it's unfortunate. Obviously, Gene Hackman had 95 motherfucking years.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job.
Roles.
Well,
he was an icon. He was an icon. He was the ultimate good guy. He was the ultimate bad guy several times. He played both good and bad equally fucking well. Mm-hmm. Like, the dude was a fucking badass. He had that hard, staunch look about him, and the way just his voice commands you. Not fucking vice versa. He had a very commanding voice. Go ahead.
So my other side of that is, because of him being 95, he was in so much pain. He begged for help to just be done with it.
Let's call
die
it
honorably.
Let's call it. Yeah.
Let's call it. And his wife, in turn, decided to call it after assisting him.
Also possible. And that's
so, I mean,
and
no matter which side
we'll never know either. That's the thing.
So, no matter which side of the fence things happened, either way, he was 95. He lived a long fucking life
and a good life,
a fucking fruitful life.
Yeah.
It was his time. I don't care.
I think his wife was 60 something.
His wife was in her 60s.
Yeah. She's in her 60s. Yeah.
Well,
go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
It sucks to lose a legend and a fucking one of the greats like that. However, again, we're human. When it's our time, it's our time.
10 out of 10.
Some of us might live till we're fucking 110. Some of us might live till we're fucking 45. We don't know when that time's gonna fucking happen.
Yeah, we don't seek it. We don't seek it out, but we're not going to be living in fear of it either. Real quick, a couple things, and we'll try to move on from this. But two of the scariest things I ever heard come out of one of my grandfather's mouths. One was when he dreamed at night. Everyone that he dreams of in his dreams, has already passed away. And the second one was, he didn't say this directly to me, but I heard secondhand through my family. There were nights he would tell my grandmother before he passed, I just wish it could be over. And I fear living that long, right? I want to live, right? I want to have a good life. I have children. I've got family. I got you guys. I got my brothers, my sisters. I got all the homies. Okay, we're not talking about wishing for death here. But some people live so long, they outlive the joy of life. And it turns into this existence all of a sudden that's probably a lot scarier than possibly what the three of us have seen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know what it's like being 80 some, 90 some years old and your entire body is just doing everything the opposite of what you want it to do. And you're stuck you're stuck in this husk and you can still think, you can still see, you can still hear, and shit's just not the same. And it's like one of these days, brothers, odds are between the three of us, one of us is going to have to face that. At least one of us. Hopefully all three. But by odds, at least one of us is going to face that one day. And we don't talk about that stuff a lot. We talk about keeping people here every week, right? We don't often talk about, especially being part of the DD214 club, we don't talk about how we actually view death.
Yeah.
And we definitely don't fucking fear it, my brothers. We do not fucking fear it. If anything, we wait for Lady Death to come take us. We're just of the opinion that we let her decide, not us.
Oh yeah.
We let her decide, not us.
As long as I'm still able to be a capable human being, you will not stop me.
There you go.
Exactly.
Straight
And
up.
and one last thing I want to say, all I've got to say is when it is my time, I already plan on being cremated, and I just need one friend to take my urn on a cruise ship and do the Jack Sparrow run while screaming, "I've got a jar of dirt." I just need one fucking friend to do that shit.
I just want to be turned into a fucking tree.
Jay's over here like, I am that fucking friend. I will so do this shit.
I'll sneak your goddamn fucking remains on a cruise ship. You know you're not allowed to take people's urn, like, you know that. I'll fucking sneak that shit on there so fucking easy, dude. I'll fucking hoop that shit, bro, if I have to. All right, like I'll get and then I'll get all fucking dressed up.
Fucking Joe's ashes up his asshole in his prison pocket.
If I had to get it on a shit, it's 2025. I mean, I'll do what I got to do, homie. For you, brother, I would do it.
I just want to be turned into a fucking tree. That's it.
That sounds badass. And I got my ancient family burial ground that I'm like, already fucking scheduled to fucking make an appearance at one of these days. So like we all have our plans, right? But the fact that all three of us have plans already says a lot too about how we view death, about how we like. There is no fear. It's like we accepted that shit fucking like, oh God, long time ago.
Death in the fucking face.
I think one of the perspectives is too, it's like you kind of, when you sign up for the army, you kind of already put into your mind that there's a chance that you could die doing anything and or everything, literally, while in the military, no matter what job you have. And it's like a big risk, especially if you deploy. And we sign up knowing that, you know what I mean?
Correct.
No matter what job that is. I feel like that's a good perspective of it as well.
And that's one of the things I was about to get at is, you know, being someone that's gone to combat just like Jay. Part of the preparation before you deploy the first time is making sure all your affairs are in order in case something happens. Yep. You know, will and testament, having, you know, a power of attorney for whatever reason. All of that stuff is part of the preparation process. So, you know, at a young age, I fucking had to prepare. I had to say, this is what I want done. So that way there was clear instructions for my surviving family on what to do in that scenario, and for the army on what to do in that scenario that I did tragically come to an end in a combat zone.
It happens. Well, I remember my living will on my first deployment, I had very specific instructions over what to do with my body, but I had separate instructions for in case I got blown up, in case my body was not intact, in other words.
Yeah.
Which is a very real possibility. They might only come, you know, I weigh, you know, 100 at the time, maybe 170 pounds. You might get 20 pounds back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Depending on the situation. Yep.
Yeah. Whatever happens, but you're just getting back remains. You're not getting back a body necessarily. So I had separate instructions for what to do if it was remains versus a full body,
a whole body. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was a thing because we were doing route clearance. So what does route clearance do? Look for fucking bombs. What do bombs do when they fucking explode underneath people's asses? They tear them apart. You know what I mean? Like it's a possibility.
Now imagine how
Bomb goes
people would think
boom,
if
you go over there, and up there.
yeah. Now imagine how people would feel if they saw what it does to the ground beneath it.
Well, and I tell you what, brother, it's sobering. It's sobering. Like I remember one time on my second deployment. This is when I was in the infantry. Now I've reclassed at this point.
Yeah.
Now because I did the route clearance thing with the engineers as a mechanic, we were doing a mounted mission. So we were in vehicles, but we got up to this. It was a road, but it had a culvert running underneath it for irrigation.
Yeah.
And I was lead vehicle. So I got out. I was actually TC, but I got out to go clear the culvert by myself.
Mhm.
Like before any of the vehicles fucking passed over this culvert. And I don't remember nothing crazy happened. It was normal. I cleared it and everything was fine. But I remember when I was walking around the front of the truck, I was like, to get ready to go down into the little wadi, the little wash, to go look underneath so I could see underneath the road. You know, I was like, here we go. You know what I mean? Like today might be the day, big dog. You know?
That was always route clearance. That was always, especially mounted route clearance, was always one of those things. Like anytime it was your turn to get out the fucking truck and go check,
wherever you step, literally wherever you step.
Like fucking the term walking on eggshells doesn't even do the fucking fear.
And there's nothing you can do about it. Like you can look at your ground and you can see functionally what you're seeing, but it's so easy to make anything look normal.
Yeah.
It's so easy to make anything look normal. So it doesn't matter where you step. It literally doesn't matter where you step. If it's there, it's there. And that's, fortunately, obviously, I'm sitting here doing the podcast, so obviously nothing happened that day. I did good, but I was using training that I had previously had experience with the engineers while I was over here in the infantry at the time on my second deployment. And I actually got to do the same shit on my third deployment. So I was able to take training from when I was a mechanic attached to engineers and utilize some of the SOPs that we had as engineers over on the infantry side when we were doing mounted and dismounted operations in the infantry. And by that time, I had become an NCO and I'd become a squad leader. So I was usually either TC or if I was dismounted on my third deployment, I was in charge of the dismounted element. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So like there's other people with me, obviously, but I was the dude of rank on the ground.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? There might be people in the trucks behind us, you know, but on the ground, I was the dude of rank. And like that's how you get that fucking experience in the military, is like by doing it. By
those
doing
little pockets of training that you don't even know are training. Because even like when you're doing something operational, you're still doing something training, because there's always a rank
100% correct.
Go up there, you know. So even if like you're there for 15 years and you're doing a fucking training op just for training, you're being trained at the same time. There's someone watching you, higher than you, having that conversation with someone next to them, like, hey, maybe it's time for that guy to move up.
That's why we train. That's why we
don't stop.
That's also correct. And also correct. Yes.
It used to be aggravated getting those like the QRF phone calls in the middle of the night, you know, to do one of those formations. That was aggravating. But then, like, you know, you really realize, like, oh shit, that's pretty important.
Shit's not going to stop. If it's 2:00 in the morning and shit goes down, you got to be ready. You know, I think Cypress Hill had a whole song about it. When the shit goes down, you better be ready. So it doesn't matter what day, what night, how much sleep you just got.
Shit's gonna go down.
Whether you just got back from a long ass day that you just fucking like fought through, fucking guess what? Shit's going down again. Fucking get the fuck back out there. Get the fuck back out there. So what are you gonna say, Joe?
So funny thing, and I thought about this because I saw something earlier this week, or it was a couple weeks ago. And we're talking about, training and our time in and stuff like that right now and all that. So there was one point, it was in between my second and third deployment. The Army was testing and releasing these new landmine detectors.
I think I know what you're talking about. I've used them. I know what you're talking
about. Pretty much it's a fucking overglorified fucking metal detector.
Yes. Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about.
No shit.
So the place they did the training was the old decommissioned, at the time it was Fort McClellan. You had to go to Fort McClellan.
What state?
Alabama.
Okay. Thank you.
So Fort McClellan's the original home of the military police school and then the chemical corps school.
Is it still guard? Is it like Chaffee?
It was guard when I went down there for the training, but it's not anymore. It has been purchased by a celebrity to turn into a production studio.
Oh, is that the Tyler Perry fucking
Cat
studio?
Williams?
Oh, Cat Williams.
You talked about that, John, like a while ago.
Yeah,
long time ago.
Tyler Perry's Georgia studio is fucking huge. They filmed that movie, Civil War there. They have the White House set. But yeah, that's right. Cat Williams did buy some shit over there.
Yeah, he bought Fort McClellan to turn into a fucking studio himself. Yeah. And it's amazing to think back in 2012, I was at Fort McClellan to fucking learn how to use these fucking overglorified fucking metal detectors to find landmines.
Yeah.
And now the base at the time was being used for the Alabama National Guard. So they decommissioned it in 99. Then the Guard took over the base, turned it into just a training. Like that was where they were doing like their fucking 2 weeks a year bullshit.
Right.
Was at McClellan. They had a small little PX on site, room and board for soldiers going there for trainings and stuff.
Barracks. Yeah. Barracks.
They took the barracks and just pretty much turned them into hotel rooms for soldiers that were traveling even. Like if I had to drive through Alabama and I needed to stay overnight somewhere, I could always, get a room at McClellan during that time frame. And now it's been completely sold and everything's being torn down to put up production studios for TV and movie.
Fucking A. I'm okay with that. Like that's if it's not being
if the government wasn't using it anymore, why the fuck do we need it?
And fucking let somebody else fucking have it and take it over. YOLO. Totally okay with that. Hey, did you say, not to completely change the subject?
No, wait, hang on. I'm sorry. Hang on to that thought, Jay. Why the fuck are people buying fucking old military bases and turning them into studios? I want one.
I mean, how much did it cost? I don't fucking know, dude. Like, I mean, it'd be cool. You know, like that thing where like, you want to like live around all your friends and shit,
Yeah.
like, and have like a little like, like little like
you can do it with that.
Do like a little proto hippie community.
Yep.
Do that with an older base. It wouldn't be hard. You know what I mean? Like there's probably still structures on the property that could be converted into housing. And there's other structures that could be converted into like a bar, a mechanic shop. You know what I mean? Like a fucking, just like whatever you would need.
I would
certainly in the community.
I would buy a military base and turn it into like a Westworld type thing, like a theme park.
That'd be kind of fun. It'd be like a role, like a live action role playing.
Yeah,
live action role play. Yeah,
come after hours.
Right.
But yeah, I'm sorry, Jay. I didn't mean to interrupt you. What you got?
No, not at all. No, I wasn't trying to change the subject. I just it just dawned on me. Joe started watching Invincible.
Yeah.
What do you, dude? Joe, what do you, dude? How is it?
So first, the end of the first episode was holy fuck of season one, just the first episode in general.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just holy fuck. But overall, I mean, I finished season 1 and season 2, and I think I've got like maybe 10 minutes left of episode 1 of season 3. So I'm right at season 3 now. I'll done with all the episodes that are out at this point before the end of next week of the week. But it's really it's captivating, it's interesting. The nods to other comic book studios has been pretty, or the digs I should say, at other comic book studios has been pretty interesting, like Arachnid Man and Professor Octopus. Or
Right.
you know, there was a point where fucking Batman was there, but they didn't directly say Batman, but the hints and all the tropes to it were
He's a man dresses like a bat. What do you call
he
what do you
goes
call
by
yourself?
and then poof fucking yeah. I mean the gore fucking definitely it's there. Fucking gore factors fucking holy shit. For a cartoon, it's like take Mortal Kombat and turn it into a cartoon.
And put it into a
Like,
blender.
give everybody superpowers.
And put it into a blender.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that, well, and it's a lot more realistic how superheroes would actually probably deal with problems, especially if the problem got out of hand.
It's not campy like the older, you know, Silver Age of comics. It's not campy like DC and Marvel. This is what would happen if superheroes were real and they had to do this on a day-to-day basis, because they would just be fucking normal people. They would have normal people issues, but they also had a responsibility to keep the populace safe.
Yep. And that's ooh-wee. It's fun. It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch because you see some of the emotional toll on a lot on not just one or a couple, like a lot of the different characters. There's an emotional toll that comes with dealing with being living in a superhero world.
Yeah.
And that's like, it's not just the superheroes or their family members or their loved ones.
And even,
it's
you
like
know,
just existing where, you know, somebody could fly down my street right now at Mach 3 by themselves and my body would turn into pink mist and like I'd be dead.
Yeah.
And nothing would happen to them either. Nothing would happen to them. They would just nobody's gonna stop them.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna stop
and that kind of, you know, that's the other comparison I have. It's like if you took The Boys and turned it into an animated show, because The Boys also touches on superheroes have real fucking issues themselves.
And then on top of that, they're coming out with Invincible live action soon too. So
I don't know if I want. I don't know if I want that. I dig the fucking anime, dude, because you can do so much. You can do so much more in anime than you can in live action.
Well, the live action is supposed to finish off the whole series as a whole. That's how they want to end it.
I guess we'll see.
And like a lot of the actors are like Steven Yeun, who plays Invincible. He's too old and he can't play him, so he's going to play Cecil.
Oh, like okay,
yeah. And I think actually no, he's supposed to play the other guy because Walton Goggins is going to be Cecil.
Cecil, not Cecil.
Same. John does not do proper pronunciation. We've been over this a million times. Like,
don't remind me.
You mean he's going to be Donaldson?
I'm not going to remind you about all of our brothers. I'm not going to remind you of all of our brothers and sisters in the United States Marine Corps, John. Okay, I'm not going to remind you. I love you, John. John.
Core.
If they're in the Marine Corps, does that mean they're a fucking zombie?
Yes.
Well, like, anywho. No, but just like with The Boys, there's a lot of thematic elements, tropes. I love the tropes.
The tropes are great,
and they don't. Some of the tropes they do fit the trope, and then sometimes they take the tropes, and it's not what you think is going to happen. I like that too.
Yeah.
They throw in humor almost every episode. Not quite, but almost every episode they throw in humor.
They try.
But you got to pay. Well, but you have to pay attention you have to pay attention to like if you're going to get the joke. If you're going to get the joke, you got to pay attention.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, it's caught me. So the thing is, I've tried a million times to watch the first episode of season 1 and just never could get through the whole first episode. But then after I got through that first episode and the way that episode ended, and then the next episode's ending, it kind of the way they make sure that when they end an episode, they end it at a spot where it's going to where you want to come back to figure out what the fuck happens next.
yes.
And, then you've also got, relationship struggles. There's the struggles of real life every day. Like, how do you deal, like Invincible, having these issues of how do I maintain a relationship with somebody that knows my identity, wants to be there for me, but then they have their own issues because they have nobody they can talk to about everything they're fucking going through.
There are some really realistic things here too, especially for an animated show, because there's one episode, and this is not even like a major thing. There's a really, like, I guess, depressing situation going on, and there's a scene where Invincible's mother sees an open cabinet door, and she fucking flips out, and a little scene like that with the emotional depth that a voice actor can, because the voice acting is like fucking awesome. You watch a lot of these animated stuff and it's just like the acting's not amazing, but like this is like, it makes you close your eyes and you think you're listening to a live action show.
Yes. 100%. 100%. And it's, and there's going to be like those tiny moments, like a fucking cabinet door being open, setting you off, and it's not, we're human fucking beings.
Yeah.
Like we are so fallible. We are so fallible. We are so imperfect. We have all this balled up emotion. We have all this stuff inside that we dig through and sludge through and fight through every single day, good and bad, okay, and ugly, but good and bad. We sludge through it every day to continue whatever our lives are, wherever they're at. And the show shows that. And that was another aspect that I enjoyed, was it really
absolutely
like the boys, but the boys don't do it quite as well. The boys, I love the boys and how they showed how fucking traumatized Soldier Boy was by how much of a fucking dick he is.
Yeah.
Like, the dude is like, you would not want to be his friend. He's kind of just a big piece of shit. But the reality is the motherfucker's been kicked like a dog for fucking decades.
Yeah.
He's been kicked like a dog. And it's like, how do you expect a wounded animal to act?
Yeah, and I don't even know if you saw the breaking news. Like almost the rest of the damn Supernatural cast is going to be on the boys now.
So Jensen, obviously Soldier Boy, but before the end of last season, they announced Jared Padalecki was going to come in to the final season of the boys. But now Misha Collins is also coming in.
I don't know who any of these people are.
So
I've never watched the show. I just know who they are. Yeah.
I watched all of fucking Supernatural. Great fucking show.
Speaking of which, we lost another one this week. A young lady.
Michelle Trachtenberg.
Yes, thank you.
She had apparently she had complications from surgery,
liver transplant. Yeah, and that's very unfortunate. Like that kind of hurt my heart. Like I remember her from Eurotrip. That's where I like that. Like that's my main memory of her as an actress.
Buffy.
I didn't watch Buffy. Brother, that's not a J movie. That's not a J show. Like
I know.
I missed it. I missed all the Buffys. I missed all the Supernaturals. I missed all the things. That's why I don't know. That's why I don't know who the fuck anybody is anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I missed all of it. Like I didn't even know who the fuck Soldier Boy was.
Oh, your heroes are gone.
But I mean, the thing is that with that specific, passing of a celebrity, that's something real though that can happen. That's one of those things that is a side effect or a complication with any type of organ transplant is your body can reject it. You can, even with the proper medication and everything, even with, making sure the organ's a proper match, there's always that possibility that your body can reject it or there's going to be a complication with any major surgeries. And I mean, if you look at some of the later pictures of her, you could tell she had a liver disease of some sort.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. Like she's younger than me.
39.
39, yeah. So like 5 years.
She was going to be 40 this year.
Just a little older than I am.
Yeah.
Same age as my wife.
Yeah. And I mean, I know all three of us have lost people that were younger than all of us. You know what I mean? Like it's like, yeah, it sucks when it happens. It sucks when it happens.
Yeah.
But like I had no clue who Soldier Boy was, like as an actor. I didn't know what he played in. I didn't know what he played in before. I didn't know any of the things. Like, and it like if they bring in people from Supernatural over to the last season of The Boys, it's just going to be.
I just believe in good chemistry. And if the chemistry is there already, then it's going to be good.
Agree.
So, and that's the thing. So Kripke, who produces and directs The Boys, was the producer and director of Supernatural.
Mm.
And the dude, Robert Singer, who plays the guy that plays Robert Singer, the president in The Boys, the older guy, he was in Supernatural. So like that producer and director is pulling a lot of his talent that he knows has good chemistry into The Boys to end out the show because he knows they already have that working screen chemistry together.
What streaming service is The Boys on again?
Amazon.
Prime.
It is on
same
Prime.
as Invincible.
Did not. Okay. Okay. Ranger.
Listen, Amazon. I almost feel like that the producers, whoever they have like signed up as producers and directors and writers on Amazon, they understand like some game culture and lore culture when it comes to video games, books, adaptations, comic books of the sort. I mean, they're talking about doing Red Dead Redemption, and I think
I don't want to see that. I saw
Fallout was fucking good.
I saw that too. I saw.
Did Squilling, did you see the pictures?
Fallout was
of the set
the next season.
Yeah, the set, it looks great. I mean, I'm not a New Vegas fan, but I can't take away the fact that it looks fucking good.
You know what I want to see for like TV shows and movies?
Original
fucking ideas, because it ain't that fucking hard. I don't want to see. No offense to anybody, I don't want to see fucking Red Dead Redemption 2, and I don't want to see fucking Fallout. I want to see a goddamn original motherfucking idea. Like we used to like pay for a matinee price and go to the cheap seats, as a kid in the 80s to go see a fucking random movie that who the fuck knew if it was going to be good or bad, but it looked fun. Kind of like fucking Cocaine Bear or goddamn what was that fucking that Santa Claus movie with the dude from
Violent Night.
Violent Night, yeah, Violent Night.
I still haven't seen it.
Let me go have fucking fun. Let me go have fucking fun.
You need to watch it, John.
It's fun. It really is fun. It's a good one. It is a good one. I promise you. My point is, I'm so sick of the lack of creativity, the lack of imagination. We talked about it last. We talked about it last week. They literally announced Goonies fucking 2. The fuck are they gonna do with the fucking Goonies? It's 2025. Oh. It's been 40 fucking.
The Goonies return.
It's been 40 years.
If
there are fans that want it, there are fans that want it.
That's probably the dude that wrote it, Joe. Hey, you guys. That's the guy that wrote the fucking script, probably. Okay, because it's been 40 fucking years. We don't need Goonies 2. Nobody needs Goonies 2. Can we do something like more fun, like more up to date? Like, I'm sorry, I get so verklempt. You guys, I know you guys hate it when I get on my fucking. I know. I know. I'm sorry that I get in my cockles, okay? But goddamn, dude, like, whose dick do I have to suck for good fucking entertainment anymore? That's exactly why I don't watch movies. That's exactly why I don't watch TV. Because every time I do, that fucking acid reflux we were talking about earlier, it starts fucking doing this shit. Like, it just starts creeping on me. And by the time I'm fucking like 20 minutes in, I'm like, man. Like, I'm done within like 20 minutes. You know, like it was like the Batman, like with Robert Pattinson. Like it was like that movie. It was like nothing wrong with Robert Pattinson. He did his fucking job spectacularly. The movie fucking sucked. The movie fucking sucked. Donkey goddamn dick. Okay? Like, and everybody wants it to be so good, and it wasn't. It was trash compared to what I had in the 80s. It was fucking trash. Okay. And I lived in the 80s. Like, you want to talk about garbage movies? There's some garbage fucking movies from the 80s.
So when are we going to get some original rants with original quotes and topics that are the reason why you
maybe when we're not announcing
like something? Because if I hear something about the fucking Batman one more fucking time,
it pissed me off. It was like that was like the biggest waste of 3 hours of my life, and I spent 12 years in the Army. And that was the biggest waste of 3 hours of my fucking life. Okay. Like,
for those not aware, sit around and wait. Hurry up and wait is a real fucking thing.
three tours in Afghanistan. 3. The Batman was the biggest waste of 3 hours of my entire fucking life. I will never get that back. And I will forever be jaded and cynical about it.
So you mean to tell me you've never watched an M. Shyamalan movie and never thought it was a waste?
Okay, every M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong movie I've watched, I've liked.
Unbreakable.
Even The Village?
Okay, The Village was probably the only exception. I only made it 15 minutes into that movie and I turned it off.
Unbreakable is to this day my favorite superhero movie.
Unbreakable and The Sixth Sense. Unbreakable and The Sixth Sense and The Sixth Sense are untouchable movies.
I will die on that hill. I'll die on that hill. But even
dead people.
But even those movies, at least they were somewhat original ideas or like stories. You can take ideas and turn them into a different story. Fucking Shakespeare did the same shit. Mm-hmm. You know, only one of Shakespeare's plays was what you would call like an original story. It was The Tempest. For all of you that aren't fucking educated, that was
actually his last one, wasn't it?
Yeah. And it was the only original, what they would call an original story. Every single other one of his plays was basically like loosely based off of X, Y, or Z that had been around a million fucking years before he was fucking writing plays. Like, so just give us some fucking new shit. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to watch Red Dead Redemption, John. Like, what the? I can play the game. It's right.
It would be telling an original story. There's lots of things, but like they're not going to redo a story that's already been told. Nobody wants to watch it. That's why Fallout did what they did. They told an original story.
I made it in 20 minutes.
What happened?
I made it. I know. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying in the land of Jay, I only made it 20 minutes. That was yet another one that I only made it like 20 minutes through, and I was like, I'm good.
Unfortunately, that's just you and a whole little 1%. It was.
I'm okay.
You know, so there are some adaptations that really feed the soul. I'm pretty sure Warhammer is going to do the same thing,
and that's okay. I know there's plenty of people that would argue with me over the Batman, and that's if it spoke to their soul and it did something for them artistically and made them feel whatever way better about life or whatever, and it fed them, so be it. I'm starving. I'm in like the Sahara Desert entertainment wise. Like, I'm literally like starving. No water, no food, and like everything functionally sucks. Invincible's awesome. The Boys is fun. Not the greatest, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Fun. I'll call it fun. Yeah, the list gets fucking real short after that. Like, I'm not really watching anything right now. Like, that's, you know what I mean?
I'm watching so much. I am watching a lot of shit right now. it's actually
that's why I love you, because you do what I don't do, and like and you like it, so you can tell me, because then I don't have to waste my time.
Dude, we got Silo just ended. Severance is up right now.
Oh, how was Silo?
Silo was fucking.
How was that?
It was great, and it ended probably with one of the coolest cliffhangers I've ever seen in a show ever.
What'd they do?
They went.
I like
they
hearing
went.
you talk about it. I'm not gonna watch it.
So they went back about 100 and something years before the silos existed, and they went and they started off because there's books, and the books talk about certain characters. And certain characters live for a certain amount of time through cryogen shit.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
And they showed possibly those two characters in the very final scene of the show of season 2.
Like they're still alive, or they are?
Oh, like this was in Washington D.C. and like during, before this whole silo thing, and it was interesting because they talk about a terrorist attack that the Americans blamed on Iran that happened in Washington D.C. But apparently, there's questions about it not being Iran, that it was Washington D.C. But the show did such a good job. It was really fun. But I mean, shit. The coming weeks we got Handmaid's Tale for its final season. That's coming back in April. 1923 just started a couple days ago.
Okay.
I love that show, and that actually episode started off pretty graphic.
Okay. What is this, like season 2?
Season 2, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be the final season.
Okay.
Because it's story, it's period pieces. If there's not much story,
That's
there's
like
nothing much to tell.
Yeah, it's like 1883. Yeah.
And then The Chosen. And this isn't a fucking spoiler because you guys all know what happens in the story, but we're finally up in The Chosen where Judas betrays Jesus. So we're getting up to the Last Supper and all that stuff. So
what service is that one on?
That actually, believe it or not, I think, because that's a crowd-funded show, and for a crowd-funded show, it has a very strong cinematic presence. It's you can find it on Amazon, Hulu. I'm pretty sure on YouTube. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. And people, and like, let me just put it out there. I'm not. I don't fucking sit there reading the Bible all fucking day. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a Bible thumper.
I used to be.
But there's some really good stuff in there. You know what I mean? And so this show does a really good job not making you feel like you're watching a religious show. Okay. It just makes you feel like you're watching a time period show. With a lot of interesting things, It's a really good show. I really enjoy it. I've cried many times through it, even though I don't find myself to be a very overly religious person, but I have found myself in moments I'm just like, wow, that was really touching,
Well, spirituality is a thing, whether we choose to believe or not.
Yeah.
Spirituality.
But I actually do give the show a 10 out of 10. It is very well produced.
That's one I might check out for you.
Yeah.
I won't watch Silo, but I might watch that one.
Yeah, The Chosen is a very fun one. There's 4 seasons right now. Season 5 is coming. And I mean, even for those who are not overly religious or anything, it's just a good show to watch.
I could dig it.
Especially if you have the curiosity. But who's got final thought this week?
I just had it.
I think it's me. Me.
Okay.
Yeah. Ooh wee, can do. Is it time?
Can do.
Ooh wee, can do.
What unit was that? What unit used that? Can do.
Oh no, that's the way I say it on here is from Rick and Morty.
No, yeah, there was a unit when I was in third ID that had that used that. I think it was 115th.
Give me 1 second. I can look this up pretty quick.
Or is it? It's like 269 or 115th. It definitely was not 110th. I was with some other weird shit.
315.
315. Was that in third ID?
Yep. Yep.
315.
315. Third Battalion, 15th Infantry Regiment. Can do.
Which one were they? I'm trying. Oh, okay. Yep.
Was I right? Was I
Yep.
right?
I know. I had to see the emblem real quick. Once I saw the emblem, I was like, okay, yeah, we're good.
There you go. Oh yeah. Well, we had a fun one today, did we not?
No, we did. It was.
We did.
It felt natural. It was conversational. It felt
we did
really good, and we got a little deep with it too, with things that we don't really, And there and just to say, there are some realistic conversations that happen in the world. There are realistic things happening that people do.
There's a lot of realistic things happening every week that we don't talk about anyways. So every once in a while, when we do get a little deep in the weeds about X or Y or Z, that's what this show is for too. That's what it's not all kayfabe. It is not all kayfabe. That's why we joke about it a lot. Yeah, we got a little deep this week. So I guess let me choose my words. I guess what I want to say this week is we know you guys are out there and we know how you feel. And so like when you're in the midst of a struggle and you feel all alone, I can promise you we've been there. Okay. And in all probability, there's probably another day down the road somewhere we will probably be there again too. That is why we come to you every week in the flesh, live and in living color, as often as possible in the flesh, to remind you when you're in the depths, when all there is darkness and you're surrounded by despair, it is not fucking over, and it's not going to be over. And that's why we don't do a lot of times what our stupid brains tell us we should do. Do not listen to the internal or external voices that you know are wrong. We need you here. We need you in the fight. We need you on the team. We can't do this without you. The most important person on this crew is you. It means nothing with just the three of us. Otherwise, we could just go smoke our cigarettes and drink our whiskeys and smoke our bongs, and we wouldn't be here. You are the most important link in the chain there. What we ask is for 7 more days. Just 7. Give us 168 motherfucking hours. Because we will be back. We will be back. All the way until the day that we're not. But we're not going to not be here because of something that we did. You guys can make it. If people like the three of us can do this week in and week out for 5 motherfucking years, post-service, with the DD-214 in our hand, if we can do it, we three know you can. We need the strongest link in the chain. It is you, not us. Get your ass off the couch. Get back in the gym. Fucking clean the dishes. Make your goddamn bed. Take a fucking shower. Get the fuck out of the house and go fucking take a drive somewhere just to do something.
It's getting nice out.
It is getting nice out. Because yes, you can. Because yes, you can. And not just yes, you can. Yes, you motherfucking will. We asked for 7 days, but we're not exactly asking. We're fucking telling. We need you here. Please do not leave. If you're having issues, if you're having struggles, if shit's just fucking getting loud, call a homie. Call a battle brother, battle sister. Call your parents if they're still around. If nobody's answering, if it's fucking late as shit at night and you can't sleep and shit's going wild and you don't want to bother anybody, look up above me. You can text or call 988. You can dial 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-TALK. There are licensed behavioral health specialists waiting for your call. Because yes, you can. All right? It's serious shit. And it's as serious as the topics that we covered earlier. All right? We know about life and death the same way you do. We got the DD-214 too. We need you motherfuckers here. And we're losing too goddamn many. And I'm fucking sick to death of going to fucking funerals. Especially for motherfuckers that are way goddamn younger than me. And I'm only fucking 44. So I'm getting there, but I ain't even fucking close yet. Just about every single person I've lost was fucking younger than me. I'm tired of getting my goddamn soul, whatever's left of it, but just ripped to fucking shards and just tatters, and getting another goddamn fucking knife wound to my goddamn heart. We need you here, boys and girls. We ain't no sons of bitches, and we ain't never gonna be. But if you're not here, what the fuck is the point? We don't quit here because we can do. We can do. All right? And we will do. So watch us. Oh, and by the way, what's next week, boys? What's next week? It's coming. What's next week?
100.
2 motherfucking 100. So if you don't believe what I'm saying, 200 times we've been here every week. 200 motherfucking times. If that ain't proof in the goddamn pudding, as our friend of the show Kabbalas would say, that pudding is sweet.
Yeah.
And it tastes good. Okay? The proof's in the pudding. And that's just since we started numbering the episodes. There's some shit in the vault that goes back even fucking farther than that.
That's right.
Like, we will be here. We promise you. That's the easy part for us. We promise you we'll be here. You get your ass back here in formation. Black socks, all right? Don't add to, do not subtract from the population either way, all right? You know, I want you guys to go out and have fun. If you're going to get laid, wrap it up. If you can't wrap it up, don't be a dummy. Shoot on her tummy, okay? Pull-out method is a thing, all right? We're not adding to the population. No fist fights. Don't beat your fucking wives, your kids, your dogs, your husbands, whoever the fuck. Leave them the fuck alone. Keep your fucking hands off. All right? It ain't hard. Yep. We're only asking for 7 days of good behavior here. It's not goddamn difficult. All right? So grab your fucking dicks and your vages, all right? And fucking like hike them up. Find your fucking balls wherever they are, inside or outside, and get your ass down the trail for another 168 so that we can see you for a fucking spectacular 200th motherfucking episode. Can you fucking believe that shit?
No, we can't.
Motherfucking episodes.
And guys, we'll see you next week for that. We love you guys. Stay lifted. Adios, compadres and compatriots and all that beautiful stuff.